All right, so this is a rumor I wanted to touch on. It's about the PS5 Pro. This has not been confirmed. It's almost like every single thing I talk about, I say this has not been confirmed. It's because we're in a weird news spot with gaming, right? We're in a weird news spot when it comes to the world of gaming. It's like nobody's confirming crap anymore. And I guess that's fine if you're really wanting to try to surprise your fans and stuff, but I'm trying my best to find stuff to talk about that I feel is interesting and a possibility. And this one was there's recent reports going around that are suggesting that PlayStation 5 is in the latter stages of its lives. You've been reading that. There's the quote: the PlayStation 5 is entering the latter stage of its life, not lives, life. And people have been wondering about the PS5 Pro for some time. I remember even after the first time I streamed on the PS5, there was somebody in my chat like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna wait for the PS5 Pro." It's like, dude, the PS5 just came out. Yeah, but in a couple years there'll be a Pro, so I'll just wait for that. It's like you didn't even give the PS5 a chance to like cook. It immediately came out, and you guys are clamoring for a PS5 Pro like right away. It's like, geez, like do gamers really think like that? Like, give the console a chance. But there's industry analysts that are saying that the PS5 Pro is believed to be coming out really soon, like it's on the horizon, and that it should be releasing sometime this year, like in the latter half of the year. It's been 4 years. I've already been like, wow. Like, it does not feel like that. It literally feels, and I don't know, guys. I always say the pandemic felt like it was a Thanos snap. Like, it felt like everybody got snapped and the world was just kind of like in a weird rut. Well, it does feel like literally the PlayStation 5 and the Series X came out last year. Like, it feels like 2020 was last year, but it was not. It's been 4 years, and for the longest time, it was hard to find a PS5 because of the chip shortage, lack of stock, lack of inventory. You wouldn't even see a PS5 in stores. It seemed like owning a PS5 was near impossible. It's gotten better since then. It ended finally in 2023, where you could finally see consoles in the stores. 3 years nearly after the initial launch. So when you start to see rumors of a PS5 Pro and stuff, it's like, dude, like, the PS5 just now became easily accessible. Why would they make a PlayStation 5 Pro and a different console iteration when not too many people have gotten access to a PS5? But what do I know, right? Sony's had all sorts of patents come out since then. Every once in a while, you'll see like an interesting patent for some kind of accessory or device or feature that they might have on a console. And that there's been different types of reports, different types of like internal documents and stuff leaked, or according to leaks, leaked throughout the years. And a lot of insiders have been talking about this, but now there's a new report coming out. So Serkan Toto, and we talked about this not too long ago. He's a analyst. He's the CEO of Catan Games. I remember I made a video of this like a couple months ago. And he stated to CNBC, so this is CNBC reporting on this too. This ain't just like some dude going on the Reddit. CNBC's interviewing this guy and talking to him. So you got to sit back and think, okay, that could be a little bit of credibility there. That could give some credibility to the situation, even though nothing's been confirmed. But Serkan Toto said that a late 2024 launch for the PS5 Pro is likely, and that after last week's Sony report suggesting that the PS5 is entering the end of its life cycle, the next step is for a PS5 Pro to step in. So kind of like when the PS4 Pro came out, I think like 2016, 2017-ish, that got made and took its place. For me, I feel like it's too short. I feel like the PS5 is just barely accessible now. To give it a chance, let it sell more. But what do I know? You just looked at recent reports where the margins, and the sales expectations and stuff have caused Sony to take a $10 billion hit. I guess this is where you push you jump the shark, you push the red button, and a PS5 Pro comes out to renew interest, to get sales back, to get people to be like, you know what, I'm going to buy PS5 Pro. For me, I don't know if I would spend the money to get a Pro. I think I'm fine with my launch PS5, even though it's a big behemoth. I didn't even look at the PS5 Slim that just came out within the last year or so. A PS5 Pro, it would have to have pretty substantial upgrades for me to even take a look at. But the quote is that seems to be a broad consensus in the game industry that Sony is indeed preparing for launch of a PS5 Pro in the second half of 2024. Now, when you think about like the news that we just got that Sony's not planning any major first-party releases until March 2025, I don't know how accurate this could be. If you really want to sit down and think about it, what incentive would people have to get a PS5 Pro other than, I guess better features and stuff? Are the first-party games going to be readily available, or are they going to play the stuff that's already been out for the last 4 years? That's where things start to get a little weird for me. If they are correct, though, this will be coming out right before GTA 6 comes out in 2025. So maybe they could be having the PS5 Pro with the intent of having it run GTA 6 at its fullest and having it be, I guess enhanced and have all sorts of features with that. Now, GTA 6 doesn't have a clear release date. They just said 2025 on the announcement. But let's be real, it's going to get delayed. GTA 6 is going to get delayed just like all the other Rockstar games before it got delayed. I think it makes sense that if you're going to have GTA 6 on your PlayStation 5, if you release a enhanced version, maybe an amped up version with a PS5 Pro, that it would be good timing. It could actually be a big FU to the Xbox Series X if they release something more powerful. Now, Xbox did go on record recently to say that by the holiday, they would be releasing information on their next console that would be the largest technical leap in a console generation, which sounds enticing. They've at least come out and teased that they're going to be having some kind of substantial console upgrade within the next year, at least announcing it. So maybe now that Xbox come out, Sony's leaning towards more of this. We haven't seen anything in regards to tech specs or anything like that, but they could be releasing this PS5 Pro just in time for GTA 6 is what I'm trying to speculate here. There hasn't been an official announcement from them. They haven't even teased it. The only one who's ever come out of the three, because you got all these Switch 2 rumors. Nintendo hasn't said jack about it. It's rumored that we're going to be getting a release date in June now. Originally, the rumor was March. Now we're supposed to be getting a release date in June, or at least a reveal for a release date. Sony hasn't said jack. Sony's been tight, other than them saying, they're lowering their sales expectations and that there's no major first-party titles for the next year. They haven't said jack in regards to the next console. But Xbox has come out and been quite transparent during their business update about their multi-platform initiative, about information of their next console coming out by the holiday. So this is going to be interesting to see what they got up their sleeve. Is their next console going to be a Xbox Pro version, or is it going to be a whole new console generation? And is Sony working on a PS5 Pro, or could they just be working on the next console as well? It just seems like when you think about how fast time is going in this industry that you're like, damn, it's already been 4 years since the PS5 has come out. You think about how fast it seems like time is going. It's like, whew, we're already discussing the Pro for the PlayStation 5. We're already discussing consoles being in the latter stages of their life. What's next? As far as like upgradables, features on the consoles, what's really next? Like, how much more powerful could a PS5 Pro be than a PlayStation 5 at this point? I'm not a tech whiz. I don't know things. I'm guessing beyond, higher resolutions. Is there much more to go? I mean, 8K eventually, right? I think it's all in the frame rates at this point. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think the future is frame rates, ray tracing, lighting effects. I think that at that point is where it's going. But how much more further can we really go and push it? I feel that this console generation with the PlayStation 5 and the Series X didn't get to reach its full potential yet, because it feels like, you really sit back and think about it. People are like, where are the big first-party games that feel next-gen? A lot of the early titles, like for the first 2 years or so, were cross-generational titles. Games that you could play on the Xbox Series S or the Xbox One. Games that you can play on the PS4. It's like, where were the banger next-gen titles? Where were the games that really showcased the power and the features and stuff? To me, that's what it felt like. It felt like it didn't get to reach its full potential. And now we're talking about the next console iterations for both of them. That's like, holy smokes. I think a lot of it was attributed to the shortages and the way that society was at the time with, quarantine and businesses shutting down and things like that. This console generation seemed like it did the best with what it had, and it honestly wasn't any of the business's faults. It was just the state of the world at the time. I do wish that we would have gotten a lot more support in regards to the consoles overall, but what can we do? Hopefully the next consoles that come out are humongous bangers that have all the support in the world and have like these big awesome features. Again, like if I'm gonna get a PlayStation 5 Pro and be done with my PS5, I gotta see some substantial upgrades and features and stuff. And until Sony comes out officially and says anything about it, it's just a wait and see.